You know, a lot of people have said some rumors about you, man.
Okay.
I've heard a lot, about the
Okay.
self-titled doctor.
Okay.
I heard you clarified that.
Yes, I do have a PhD. I'm not licensed. I think that was the biggest issue in the articles. Like, if you're not a licensed psychologist, you cannot term yourself psychologist in the state of Georgia. I was licensed in the state of Illinois. I am a life coach.
Ask you this question: what is the one biggest problem that you see in relationships today?
Lack of communication. Definitely lack of communication. People moving too fast. Remember back in my day,
What you mean your day?
back in the 80s, when my heyday, when you took pride in meeting a woman and, you took her out and things moved slowly. But now it's like people are having sex before they know their names.
Now, how do you, coach people like that? Because that's pretty much normal now.
Yeah, it is definitely considered a social norm in certain environments. And how I tend to coach people is about letting them know it's okay to take it slow. But when you got songs out saying don't stop, get it, put your elbows on your knees, get it fast as you can, it's kind of hard to compete with that.
Yeah.
But the younger generation, what I call the microwave generation, is letting them know that it's okay to put your food in the oven.
What about the statement you can't turn a hoe to a housewife?
You can't. You can't, because a woman is only a lot of times as strong as that man. Any man, when that man comes through and rides on his horse that night in shiny armor, that woman would get on the back of that horse and she would ride off into the sunset with him.
So can a woman not turn a man around?
Yes, she can. She can, because I've seen cases where a man was out there, he's very promiscuous, the right woman comes along and, but unfortunately, usually when you want to turn around and do straight, you run into somebody that's going to dog
karma
you to the day you die. Like I said earlier, what you put out there is what you get back.
I like that. I do like that. Now, let me ask you this one
Okay.
question. When you talk about young people and so forth, a lot of people say to themselves, well, how long should I wait before I become sexually active?
Okay.
Is there a time, or can they do it on the first date and still fall in love?
I have to be honest.
That's cool.
I slept with my ex-wife on the first day.
Your ex, though.
Yeah, my ex. It is ex. But I take the blame for her being my ex. Not because I cheated or did anything bad, just wasn't mature enough to handle marriage. But I fell in love with her. I knew from the first day I met her she was going to be my wife. So some people put, because when you're grown, you're grown. And sexual energy is something you can't refute. You can't battle that. When it's there, it's there. But I do believe you should get a chance you should take the time to get to know a person before you engage, because that kind of takes away the uncomfortable situation.
Yes.
So get a chance to know the person and get to know the ins and outs of that person. Some of the things that are kind of kind of instrumental, or they could end up being detrimental, like say the fact that her mother's in the insane asylum. You may want to know that. But that's a very big issue. We need to become more open in our dialogues and more accepting. Just like in Europe, they have less cases of rape, less cases of attacks, because people are open with their sexuality. And it's okay to be who you are, as long as you're happy being. I don't care if heterosexual or homosexual. Be happy be happy in your skin.
Okay, now my final question for you: when you have, if you have, for example, a female or male who has been involved with someone who's cheated,
okay,
how do you help them to heal from this cheating relationship now? Because
right.
A lot of people, I think, they put their religion, say, "Oh, God said stay." Even though I'm taking an ass whooping, he got 4 children outside of marriage. God said stay.
Right.
How do you tell them to go against their religion and say, get out?
Well, God definitely taught you not to be stupid. You know what I'm saying? We a lot of things we put on God and say, well, if I go out and commit a crime, if I get on my knees and pray for forgiveness. It's not that simple. There's a price you're going to have to pay.
Now, the last thing is, you got books here. Tell everybody about them. We can't leave without giving you some money on the book here. Money plug,
My Mind, My Body, My Spirit is my latest novel, based off a true story. Based off my family, based off family betrayal, molestation, dealing with rape, dealing with a lot of issues.
Now, you were not raped, were you?
No.
Okay, we wanted to clarify that.
But my sister, 2 of my sisters were molested by my uncle. So I told their true story. I told my mother's story about her being molested by her father. Wow. So it's a powerful book. It makes you laugh, makes you cry. This so far has been my claim to fame.
We've already heard about that one.
Yes, Secrets Men Keep. And I also did the play Secrets Men Keep.
Before there was a Down Low Brother.
Exactly.
Let's tell the truth.
Secrets Men Keep before the Down Low. This book deals with issues that men deal with every day: commitment, short man's complex, does size matter, communication, friendship, spousal abuse, mama's boys. Just things that we need to start talking about. They're all in this book, and this is more like a how-to book, how to become a better man book. Secrets Men Keep.
Now, as you guys just saw, Dr. Taib begin to say, once a hoe, always a hoe, once a cheater, always a cheater. Do you guys think that you can truthfully turn a hoe into a housewife or a pimp into a husband?
Not at all.
So,
I don't believe so.
Well, let me ask you guys this, like you were saying earlier about the man who may not understand sexually. If he ain't been a pimp, he may not can please you sexually. He may have to be a pimp sometime in his life, go around the road once or twice, I mean,
to me, people, you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. A lot of times a woman who loves to sleep around, it's very hard. I actually have a friend of mine who's getting married she's getting married soon, and she definitely, very promiscuous, and now she's married. I know she's going to continue at some point. It might be, maybe in the beginning, I love him, and we're married, we're newly married, but then probably after a year, she'll be right back doing the same old thing.
But do you think that women cheat emotionally or physically?
I think there are some women, as there are some men, who cheat physically, and I think there are some women who cheat emotionally. I think it's both. You can never put anybody into one category. There's always variations in any category, anybody. So you have both.
Well, what if you suspect that your mate is cheating? How do you deal with it? Do you go and bash his head in, follow him, check the phone that you ain't gonna answer? What do you do?
I think it depends.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
It might be different. I mean, I can't really say that I'm going to follow him around or go up to his job and check who he's working with at work, but I mean...
If your girlfriend say, I saw your man out dancing with this girl, are you going to beat his ass when he get home?
I'm definitely probably asking about it. I'm going to ask, but...
You gonna be waiting up at 3 in the morning with your clock ready for him, right?
First of all, I don't think he's going to be out at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I
don't know.
So you're going to make sure that's deep.
Yeah, no.
All right, you said you're going to ask him about it, but you're going to ask him about something that you already know he's going to get the answer to. Mm-hmm. Because if anybody's cheating, they're not going to be like, were you dancing? Of course they're going to say no. They're like, if they cheat on you, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, I cheated on you, yeah.
But sometimes if you confront them, you can kind of tell. A lot of times the person that's not a good liar, you can, as soon as you ask a question, he'll kind of, what? If they get defensive,
if it throws them off, they're not going to think.
Or if it wasn't true, they'd be like, what are you talking about? I was with Terrell, we went to the movies. If someone can't really explain themselves, they get just, all upset and they don't know what to say, and they get emotional and fall out and stuff. You know that, why are you acting like that?
That's how you can know if a man's cheating. But a woman, she always like, you don't know what you're talking about. Stop acting, Y'all know good way. Y'all be cheating, trying to play it up. You just thinking that.
No.
Y'all do.
Some women do.
But even as some men, you say men, but what happens if a man's truly faithful? If you throwing cheating at him, he will get upset. It's not no man that's not going to sit here and say he's not going to get upset if you throw cheating at him when he's truly faithful.
If he's truly faithful, that's true. That is true.
So if he gets up, I've been out of shape and everything, and you say and you assume that's cheating just because he did that when he's truly faithful, then what?
And women, y'all are gonna beat him out of him. If he ain't, he gonna have to admit it before you let it go. Before you can let it go, you gonna tell me you was cheating.
So I mean, then what? So what are you gonna do then?
I think it's more of an intuition.
Yeah, you kind of know.
Something, yes, something is gonna be like, something's not.
You say you're gut, but what happens? You might have ate something wrong that day.
And then I think you should definitely pick your battles. I think that's something really little, like, okay, maybe someone said they did see him somewhere. Okay, yeah, that could have been his cousin, that could have been a coworker. But when you find a pair of drawers that are your size 4 and there's a 6, and you know that those are not your drawers.